all of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
Candace Parker just detonated a shocking truth that sent shockwaves through the WNBA. When the legend ranked Angel Reese as a C-tier player, Reese's army of fans erupted in fury, but Parker didn't flinch. Instead, she dropped cold, hard evidence proving Reese's celebrated stats are a dangerous illusion. What Parker revealed next exposes a brutal reality.
Through nearly 2 seasons in the WNBA, the only thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't win games. Angel Reese is not an impact player. She's not someone you can rely on to carry a team to a championship. The Chicago Bravado, they cannot rely on Angel Reese to secure off-season access to the Golden Toilet. Hell, she can't even get them to the playoffs. Angel Reese does not help your team win, and this is no longer just my opinion. Candace Parker feels the same way.
Those double-doubles aren't just meaningless, they're actively sinking her team. And the numbers? They're more shocking than anyone imagined. Want the full story? Stick around. This changes everything you thought you knew about WNBA stardom. Candace Parker's player tier list sparked immediate controversy across the league. The decorated champion placed Angel Reese firmly in the C-tier category, alongside developing talents and injured rookies.
I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my team.
Meanwhile, proven champions like Aya Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart dominated the elite S-tier. Rookie standout Caitlin Clark earned a solid A-tier placement. Parker's evaluation criteria delivered a clear message. To rank higher, you must carry your team as a number 1 or number 2 option. While acknowledging Reese's impressive offensive rebounding skills, Parker emphasized she currently functions as a role player, not a franchise cornerstone capable of leading teams to championships.
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's going to raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's got to have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be number 1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
The reaction from Reese's supporters was instant and intense. Social media flooded with disappointed fans questioning Parker's assessment, with many passionately defending Reese's contributions. Yet Parker remained composed when addressing the criticism on the Good Follow podcast, firmly stating, "I love her. This is strictly basketball." Her response highlighted the professional nature of the analysis, focusing solely on on-court impact rather than personal opinions.
Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces delegation.
This objective framework set the stage for deeper examination of what truly drives winning in the WNBA. Parker's credentials as a 3X champion gave weight to her evaluation, forcing fans to confront uncomfortable questions about statistical value versus team success. A pivotal game against the Minnesota Lynx exposed concerning patterns in Angel Reese's performance. During this matchup, Reese committed 9 turnovers, many resulting from unforced errors rather than defensive pressure. These included errant passes and traveling violations that disrupted Chicago's offensive rhythm. League analysts identified a strategic trend emerging from this performance. Opposing teams increasingly direct play toward Reese, anticipating she'll struggle with ball security under pressure.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, The Chicago Sky got destroyed by the stud buds. Everybody watches the stud buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, stud buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
This tactical targeting highlights how opponents view her decision-making as exploitable. Most troubling was Chicago's coaching response. Despite mounting losses, staff characterized these turnover issues as growing pains rather than fundamental concerns. This dismissal occurred while the team's performance continued trending downward. The true significance extended beyond the stat sheet. While 9 turnovers represented a career high, the deeper revelation emerged in the win-loss column. Chicago's record when Reese plays heavy minutes versus limited action reveals a telling pattern about team success.
From last night's game, Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things, blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever.
The defining statistic. Chicago's performance data reveals a significant pattern. When Angel Reese plays under 30 minutes, the team's win percentage increases substantially. Conversely, extended minutes correlate with more frequent losses. This trend underscores a larger concern. In the past year, Chicago secured just 1 victory against teams with winning records. For losses by 40-plus points occurred during games where Reese played major minutes as the focal point.
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach, Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Compare this trajectory with Indiana's progress. Caitlin Clark's playmaking elevated the fever from lottery contenders to playoff challengers. Her ability to create opportunities for teammates transformed their offensive system. Meanwhile, Reese's frequent double-double achievements often occurred during lopsided defeats. This contrast highlights a crucial basketball principle. Individual statistics must translate to team success to hold competitive value.
Let's quit pretending like this is some sort of history we're seeing from Angel Reese with these double-doubles. It's not. It's a nice little stat that's pretty irrelevant. Doesn't lead to victories. They lost by 20 some odd points last night to the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx pretty much controlled that entire game. Angel Reese was no factor. We need to quit celebrating. Oh, she got a double-double. Well, yeah, they kept her in the fourth quarter when they were down by 20, and she, got a bucket or two and got to double-digit.
Does this statistic change your perspective? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more data-driven WNBA analysis. The Point Forward discussion, ambition versus reality. The concept of Angel Reese evolving into a point forward, a hybrid role combining frontcourt dominance with playmaking responsibilities, has generated significant debate. Proponents point to her rebounding prowess and occasional flashes of court vision as foundational traits. Yet, a clear disconnect emerges when examining the statistical reality. Reese's current assist-to-turnover ratio ranks among the league's least efficient for players averaging 25-plus minutes, undermining the core requirement of the position: secure decision-making under pressure.
Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Listen, y'all got to stop with this point forward foolishness, man. Let's take a look, man. Hold on, man. Y'all be wildin'. Y'all be wildin', son. Bruh, come on, man. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop, yo. Y'all got to stop.
This tension between projected role and on-court execution raises legitimate questions about Chicago's developmental priorities. Documented rotation patterns reveal Reese averages 4.7 more minutes per game in losses compared to wins, often remaining on the floor during extended reserve time, when games are statistically decided. While player development is crucial, consistently deploying a starter deep into double-digit deficits invites scrutiny about organizational objectives, particularly when those minutes correlate with stat accumulation rather than strategic experimentation.
Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant.
The coaching staff's public stance characterizes Reese's turnover struggles as natural growth challenges. However, this explanation grows less convincing as identical decision-making errors persist deep into her second season. When compared to authentic point forwards like Alyssa Thomas, whose assist-to-turnover ratio positively impacts Connecticut's championship-caliber offense, Reese's limitations in reading defensive rotations and executing timely passes become increasingly apparent.
Angel Reese has been playing the role of Draymond Green. She is the role player disguised as a superstar. I know she has given herself all of these doofus aliases. To her credit, Angel Reese has marketed herself as a big deal. Double-double Barbie, me-bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Bricklayer Barbie.
It doesn't matter what your name is!
But marketing and promotion can only take you so far. Her PR team has done a brilliant job at polishing the turd, but there always comes a point when the polish melts off the turd and you will be expected to perform.
One respected league analyst summarized the roster dilemma objectively. Any franchise facing competitive challenges must honestly evaluate whether their primary options skill set aligns with championship building fundamentals. This isn't personal criticism, it's a structural observation. Chicago's offensive system currently ranks bottom 5 in efficiency despite Reese's rebounding numbers, suggesting those individual achievements aren't translating to functional team offense. Several factors warrant consideration in this evaluation. Usage versus efficiency. Reese's high usage rate, 25.7%, contrasts sharply with her 42.2% true shooting percentage. This imbalance strains offensive flow as possessions frequently end with low percentage attempts or turnovers. Defensive trade-offs. The point forward role demands switchability on defense. Reese's limited perimeter mobility creates exploitable mismatches that opponents increasingly target. Development timeline. True point forwards typically refine playmaking over 4 to 5 seasons, e.g. Candace Parker's evolution. Rushing this complex transition risks stunting overall growth. The organization faces a strategic crossroads. Should they continue force-feeding a role requiring skills outside Reese's current strengths, or optimize her undeniable rebounding talents within a more suitable offensive framework? Recent games suggest opponents have identified a tactical blueprint, aggressively trapping Reese on touches beyond the paint, knowing her turnover likelihood spikes when initiating offense. This isn't about diminishing Reese's work ethic or rebounding excellence. It's about honest roster construction. Chicago's recent 40-point losses with Reese as the offensive centerpiece reveal a troubling pattern that extends beyond individual stat lines. Sustainable success requires aligning player development with measurable on-court impact, particularly when building around young talent in a competitive league. Fundamental truths. Evaluating impact in the modern WNBA. Candace Parker's assessment of Angel Reese carries unique authority rooted in demonstrable career achievements. As a 2-time MVP and 3-time champion, Parker's understanding of championship-caliber basketball extends beyond statistics to intangible qualities, elevating teammates during critical possessions, making selfless decisions under pressure, and translating individual skills into collective success. Her evaluation framework prioritizes these proven winning principles over viral moments or social media narratives. When Parker identifies Reese as a C-tier talent, it reflects a career's worth of understanding what separates contributors from franchise-altering players. Reese's undeniable marketing prowess has created a fascinating dichotomy. Through clever personal branding, double-double Barbie, rebound queen, she's built cultural relevance that transcends traditional basketball metrics. However, this brand narrative increasingly conflicts with on-court realities. True impact players transform their team's trajectory, something Reese's double-doubles haven't accomplished. Chicago's 12-21 record during Reese's rookie season and continued struggles in year 2 demonstrate how individual production doesn't automatically equate to competitive relevance. This statistical dissonance, impressive personal numbers amid team struggles, represents a critical developmental challenge for both player and franchise. Quantifying legacy versus hype, Parker's career exemplifies sustainable stardom. Evolutionary impact, transformed from high-usage scorer to championship facilitator, sacrificing personal stats for team success in later seasons. Clutch gene, career 47.2% FG percent in final 2 minutes of playoff games within 5 points. Teammate elevation, teams improved defensive rating by plus 5.2 points when Parker was on-court versus off during prime seasons. Comparatively, Reese's current limitations reveal developmental gaps. Efficiency concerns, sub 50% true shooting percentage despite high percentage shot profile. Defensive limitations, allowing 0.92 points per possession as primary defender, bottom 25% among forwards. Winning correlation, Chicago's net rating drops by minus 7.1 points when Reese plays 30-plus minutes versus less than 25 minutes. These aren't criticisms of effort or potential, but objective measures of how different skills translate to winning basketball. Parker's analysis provides a roadmap for Reese's growth, refining footwork to finish through contact, developing a reliable 8 to 10-foot jumper to counter defensive schemes, and improving defensive positioning to avoid being targeted in pick-and-roll actions. The viewership paradox and league health. The WNBA's current popularity surge presents both opportunity and philosophical questions. Caitlin Clark's arrival triggered unprecedented engagement. Indiana's 37 national TV appearances, most in league history for any team. Fever games averaging 1.3 million viewers, 230% increase from 2023. 570% merchandise sales, spike league-wide. Reese contributes significantly to this momentum through rivalries and social media engagement. However, sustainable growth requires translating buzz into competitive integrity. Chicago's 40-point losses despite Reese's double-doubles risk disillusioning casual viewers who eventually recognize empty production. The league's health depends on new fans seeing authentic competition, not just personalities, which makes player development systems crucial. Coaching dilemmas in the social media era. Chicago staff navigates complex pressures. Development versus marketing, balancing Reese's on-court growth with her value as a marketable asset. Rotation integrity, justifying heavy minutes during blowouts when development might be better served through film study. Skill prioritization, whether to focus on refining Reese's existing rebounding dominance or forcing point-forward skills that may never materialize. These challenges reflect larger league tensions. Authentic rebuilds, like Connecticut's gradual development of Alyssa Thomas into an MVP candidate, often conflict with franchises seeking quick relevance through viral stars. Parker's blunt assessment serves as a necessary corrective, a reminder that sustainable success requires difficult, unglamorous player development. Pathways to authentic stardom. Reese possesses foundational tools to evolve. Elite rebounding instincts, her 4.3 offensive rebounds/game create genuine value. Physical tenacity, draws 5.1 fouls/36 minutes, exploiting depth challenge opponents. Work ethic, documented off-season conditioning improvements. The transformation requires shot selection maturity, reducing force attempts 38% FG on self-created shots. Defensive discipline, cutting fouls for 0.2/game that negate her rebounding value. Playmaking patience, improving assist-to-turnover ratio, currently 0.8 to 1. Parker's own career arc proves this evolution is possible. Early dunker-only labels gave way to all defensive selections and eventual playmaking mastery. Through dedicated skill development, Reese's current tier placement isn't permanent condemnation, but an honest baseline for growth. League-wide implications. The Parker-Reese discourse highlights basketball's eternal tension between entertainment and excellence. While viral highlights drive engagement, the WNBA's long-term credibility hinges on performance transparency, advanced analytics revealing what truly impacts winning. Development accountability, franchises prioritizing fundamental growth over stat padding. Balanced storytelling, celebrating personalities without distorting competitive realities. Clark's Indiana emergence offers the ideal template, electrifying play driving both ratings and playoff contention. This synergy, not manufactured rivalries or empty stats, represents the league's sustainable future. Parker's analysis ultimately serves as vision, honest evaluation that challenges players to transform hype into legacy. The verdict on value. Basketball intelligence recognizes that not all production holds equal weight. Parker's tier list provides this crucial context. S tier, players who single-handedly swing playoff series. Wilson, Stewart. A tier, all-stars who elevate good teams to contention. Clark, Ionescu. B tier, quality starters with defined winning roles. C tier, specialized contributors needing system optimization. Reese's current placement reflects observable impact, not personal potential. The coming seasons will determine whether branding evolves into legacy, a journey requiring the very basketball truths Parker's critique embodies.